Hey YouTube and FNTrue viewers, I am JC Styles, FNTrueWrestling, here to bring you some breaking news in the world of wrestling. So let's get started. Let's start with TNA, shall we? Let's see. Kurt Angle tweeted on his Twitter page that he just finished up the filming of his new movie Death from Above, which will be hitting the DVD stands at your local stores in February. He basically plays a good guy. Had a lot of fun with the movie. Uh, he said it was fun to make and will be out on DVD in February. Dixie Carter also recently filmed a segment, which is rumored to air on the Thanksgiving edition of Impact. Basically, where she tries to threaten Eric Bischoff to take back her company. Uh, through legal means. The segment is expected to air on Thanksgiving's Impact this Thursday. Uh, Dixie was kept out of the storylines over the last couple of weeks, and we should be seeing her this Thursday night on Impact. Also, Scott Hall, who was recently hospitalized, as he needed a pacemaker implanted into his heart, was charged with disorderly intoxication and resisting arrest. Uh, resisting arrest from a police officer on 5/14. The mighty, how have the mighty have fallen? We've all known that he's had problems with alcohol in the past and drug problems in the past. Uh, I hope he cleans up his act, which I know he won't. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. I'm not bashing the guy, but if that's the road he chooses to go pat down, then that's the road he chooses to go down. Also, TNA will be keeping Mr. Anderson out of the ring until January 2011 due to the, TNA's concern with his recent health issues with the concussion he received in Impact back in October. Matt Morgan came out and filmed a segment with Jeff Jarrett stating how he was part of a MEP team that did research on concussed wrestlers. I'm sorry. It's 11:48 p.m. Saturday night. Uh, I think this is a good thing for TNA. They're not rushing Mr. Anderson back into the ring like some companies do. They're really looking out for their wrestlers and their talent. And, I think as of late, since, the whole incident with Chris Benoit, I think that a lot of companies uh, are trying to avoid another Chris Benoit incident. And that's what I like about TNA, that they have a very good tolerance when it comes to injuries. So, with that being said, let's hop over to the WWE, shall we? Let's start off 6 releases in the last week. Shad Gaspar, Luke Gallows, Vance Archer, Kayleen Croft. Please, if anyone knows who this girl is, please let me know. I do not know her. I've never even heard of her. Divas, Tiffany and Jillian were also released. Jillian, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. You can't sing, and you're not a draw. I can understand why WWE let you go. Now, 2 new matches, which I'm very interested in, looking forward to Survivor Series tomorrow night. You have Daniel Bryan defending the United States title against Ted DiBiase, and Dolph Ziggler, the Billy Gunn wannabe. Please, if anyone is with me on this, and you look at Dolph Ziggler and say he is not a wannabe Billy Gunn, put a comment in the box. He will be defending the IC title against Kaval, which I think Kaval's been great since he's come into the WWE. He hasn't been, wrestling for that long with the WWE, but he has paid his dues with other companies. I think he's ready to take that big step in WWE and become a champion, a mid-card champion. I think this match will deliver if they give them the proper time. I mean, the Intercontinental Championship hasn't been booked properly over the last couple of months. Unclean finish after unclean finish. The same thing with the United States title when The Miz was holding it. I'm hoping Kaval wins. That's my prediction. Kaval will win. Daniel Bryan versus Ted DiBiase. I hope Daniel Bryan retains the title because, I'm a big Daniel Bryan supporter. I like that he's got that edge, that he's got that it factor that you need in this business, and he can deliver if given the right motivation. So, also, there's something I want to get off my chest, and it's been pissing me off since last night. I was in an Xbox Live party chat with this little punk kid. Basically says that John Cena is the greatest champion that ever lived. That if WWE lets John Cena go, they'll be stupid because they'll lose so much money. First of all, okay, the WWE has over 60 wrestlers. 20 to 30 of those wrestlers are not active wrestlers. They're like, dark match wrestlers that if given the proper opportunity, they can be pushed. For people to sit there and say that John Cena is WWE's GOAT right now, which is WWE's bitch, the flag carrier for the WWE, you're wrong. Because there is so much talent in that locker room that the WWE fails to use. Okay? I've said this before and I'll say it again. When WWE 10 years ago had this talent that they had to build stars, they decided to put the straps again around the waist of JBL. I've said it before that I'd rather have seen Eddie Guerrero hold the championship for a year. Okay, but you put it around the waist of JBL and have him lose it to John Cena at WrestleMania 21 in under 10 minutes. That's a slap in the face. Okay, you have all this talent. Look at SmackDown's talent. Look at Raw's talent. So many possible choices there to push and push and push the younger talent, and WWE refuses to do that. And it really irritates the hell out of me that WWE consistently slaps us, the wrestling fans, in the face by building Kofi Kingston up just to knock him back down, to build guys like to build guys like Ted DiBiase up to knock him back down. What happened to Ted DiBiase versus Randy Orton from earlier this year? Did people forget about these things? From early this year. What happened to this stuff? What happened to these things? All these good feuds that they had going to build up these wrestlers, and they just let it down. Ted DiBiase can easily make money for the WWE. So could Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, Alberto Del Rio. All 90% of WWE's roster makes them money. For the kid to sit there and tell me that John Cena is the greatest in the world, I'm sorry, he is not. Let's run down the list of wrestlers. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, rest his soul. Eddie Guerrero, God rest his soul. Mr. Perfect, God rest his soul. Okay, those 5 names alone. Let's see, the British Bulldog, Hulk Hogan, another great wrestler. The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Randy Orton, Undertaker, Kane. The list goes on and on. Okay, then he has the balls. This little 14-year-old little kid has the balls to say that Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit are beneath John Cena, that they're not on the same level as John Cena. This is coming from a kid who doesn't know what true wrestling is. Eddie Guerrero, a decorated wrestler. Shawn Michaels has done everything in the wrestling business. Bret Hart, a great in-ring technician, along with Chris Benoit, the British Bulldog. He had the audacity to say that British Bulldog was a drug abuser. Yes, was he? Maybe. There's no proof of that. But the fact is that Bret Hart and British Bulldog delivered in a main event at SummerSlam 1991. Owen Hart was a great wrestler. He could easily have been a WWE champion. He could have definitely held the company up. Okay, I have a little thing to say to this little kid. Look at what John Cena has done since he's been in the WWE. He's had matches with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Kane, Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, but but he has never gone out there and wrestled an Iron Man match against one of the greatest technicians in the business, and that was Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 12, Anaheim, California. That is one of the best WrestleManias to date. For him to sit there and say John Cena is beneath, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart are beneath those two wrestlers. That's like saying that's like saying Mario is below Luigi. That's like saying Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil is higher up than Chris Redfield. Okay? You know, it's kids like that aggravate the hell out of me and make me feel like I feel like hating on wrestling, because kids like that don't know what wrestling is. They weren't around. His first match that he saw was John Cena versus Brock Lesnar from 2003. 2003. You want to know what my first match was? My very first pay-per-view? SummerSlam 1991, Wembley Stadium, Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog Intercontinental Championship match. Enough said. So, guys, this has been an FNTrueWrestling production. I'm JC Styles. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will definitely see you guys next week. If not, me and Brian wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. We will try to get you a Survivor Series pay-per-view review. Hopefully WWE will not try to ban us if we dislike the pay-per-view, and we will see you guys next week.